is he alive? Because you don't hear anything else about him. Is he alive or what?
Well, as far as I know, there is no proof to that that he is dead. They say that he is dead. Now, the best proof to me is if they have a body that that they have killed or whatever, they should show it to the people. And there is no better proof than a dead body.
But there is no proof that he's dead.
That's right.
Yes, I'd like to know the circumstances surrounding the alleged death of the emperor.
She wants to know the circumstances surrounding, I love your words, surrounding the alleged death of the emperor. She wants to know the circumstances surrounding the alleged death.
Well, they just announced it over the radio. They said that he was sick, that he had an operation, and after the operation that he died. But again, they said it's a hearsay, so we don't have any kind of proof of whether he's dead or he's disappeared.
When you heard of his alleged sickness, where were you?
I was in Europe at the time. I was in Italy.
How you heard about it?
Over the radio.
You're the grandson, and you heard you heard your grandfather was sick.
All right. You see, between 74 and 76, I had a problem of communication back to Ethiopia because I was one of the most wanted people in my country. So I didn't know who to trust and who not to trust. So until I got my communication back, I was only hearing things, but I didn't, nobody told me of facts. Okay, so I got it from the media.
Yes, lady.
So where was the emperor at this time?
He was in the palace. All this time, yeah.
So no close relatives of the emperor have nothing more substantial to say on whether he's dead or not?
That's correct. You see, His Majesty was deposed in the palace. Was deposed in the palace. Whereas his family was put in jail, in the average jail. So there was no communication between the families.
I see. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, I want to go back to a question that I had earlier asked by a lady. The question of the circumstances surrounding his death. I'm still at bay, He said that
the circumstances surrounding
His Majesty, Haile Selassie's death. He said that he had a surgery in hospital and something like that, died after. But what he keeps repeating is that he's saying, they say, he should have been living at the palace at the time his grandfather died. No, what I want to know
What's that? What did you say?
Was he living at the palace at the time his grandfather died?
No, let me tell you, I left in 74 after the Easter proclamation of His Majesty to the United States. So I wasn't there when supposedly he died.
Oh, I see. But being a close member of the family.
And being in touch with the relatives who are still living there.
Yes, then I think he must have had close contact with his so-called death. I mean, seeing him in flesh and so on, I still do not understand when he's saying there's no proof of his death,
Sir, I made it very clear earlier on, the best proof for anybody, if a man is dead, the best proof for, to give to people is showing his body.
Yes.
They did not do that. So therefore, I would be, doing a great injustice if I said the man is dead. I haven't seen anything. Or, the only thing I've heard is that they say that he's dead.
So,
and in Ethiopia, it's been tradition, if somebody dies, and if it's, and especially in a political circumstance, you usually show the body on TV or on newspaper or something.
Yes.
But, I mean, what have they got to lose if they showed the body?
But that did not happen.
It did not.
Don't go away, sir. We must get back to this point. He was not in Ethiopia. Pick it up from there.
Yes, but I was saying that being a close member of the family, then he should have had ties with his body, So I was saying then, he's saying that they saying all the time. Is that they were keeping things secret from everybody, including the family. But how did he feel at the time, of his death? He and his grandson, then you should have wanted to see him, in flesh, even though he's dead,
Like I said, the best way to convince any people is if, the military government said that he died, but they did not show any proof. And if there is no proof, how can, for example, I accept that he's dead?
Oh, so, that kind of tells me the way you felt. I mean, normally out here, a member of your relative die, you have that feeling you would definitely want to see that person, in flesh, when he, especially at funeral occasions and things like that. I was just, that was the whole thing I was trying to get at. So when you refer to they, you're referring to the military government?
That's correct.
Is that it?
But let me answer that one question that you said, what is your feeling?
Yes.
Well, my feeling is that the spirit of Haile Selassie lives. If he's physically dead, I don't know.
I see.
Added to that, you're also saying, based on the link you've had with the relatives who are still there,
right?
They can't go to any point in Ethiopia and say, well, he's buried over there, or his body was laid to rest where. You understand the point, sir?
Yes, I understand. He's saying that no one knows where he is now. Is that so?
That's correct. That's correct. On the question, earlier on dead, is His Majesty dead? Like I said, I don't have any proof of his death. But one thing I do know that is that his spirit is so strong that people will carry it for centuries to come.